Coming up on today's wrestling news, The Rock fires back at WWE critics.
Kenny Omega speaks candidly on John Cena.
Drew McIntyre shoots on her in CM Punk.
And Becky Lynch meets President Joe Biden.
I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Michael Hamflett.
And this is the news. Right, let's dive straight into it with the most electrifying man ever.
Oh.
I love when Friday rolls around because, well, recently he's been on SmackDown, but more important than that, he's been posting awesome 10-minute rants on Instagram that are perfection. And some bitches have been complaining, basically.
Yeah, he's rubbed some people up the wrong way per the reports at the weekend.
Yeah, you may have seen the reports at the weekend. The people weren't happy. Andy came in on Sunday and talked all about it, saying how people were saying, oh, well, we're told that we're only allowed to be PG across all social media, and he's here effing and jeffing all over the place, and he's running over his time on SmackDown, although Brian Gewirtz apparently corrected that on social media earlier on this week, saying he only went 30 seconds over his 20-minute time limit. But yeah, The Rock, unsurprisingly, in his current state of mind, let's say, not afraid to hit back at people who've been criticising him. Let me just double check this. Calling people Cody crybabies, calling people in the audience crack addicts, saying that people who are fans of Cody have to pay for sex, and saying that someone in the crowd on Friday sounded like someone he could love, drunk and horny.
Yeah.
So The Rock shared another thing on Instagram with the clip of that comment with an explanation or a retort, let's say, saying, you sound like someone The Rock can love, drunk and horny. Networks and standards and practices have issues with my language. I'd rather be real than not. I talk from the heart, shoot from the hip, and try to always have fun. Enjoy The Rock concert, which was simply perfect. What can I say except you're welcome? Love it. Yeah, I think there are exceptions to rules, and he's the best exception in the world.
Yeah. Hashtag Paramore for WrestleMania. The only exception is you. By which I mean you, The Rock.
Yes.
Off is the direction they can F.
Yes.
Is my opinion of the critics. Who doesn't love this Rock stuff?
I've not seen a single person going, oof, didn't land for me, this.
I understood a little bit the mindset of those in the last Rock run when he came back against Cena, and Punk was very vocal. He sort of helped it drove the pipe bomb.
Yeah.
How is it that he comes back in the main event main events WrestleMania when he's been gone all year? But even Punk knew that there was a match with him and Rock down the line, and obviously Cena has later on gone on to say, all of those things I said were said in naivety. Well, you would say that now, John. You've taken the exact same path. But a lot of the old sort of rules about the industry still apply when I think it comes to Rock. Those people that were working on Hogan towns back in the day knew that those were the towns to be on because that was where the money was being made. If you're sharing space, and by which I mean WWE with this version of The Rock, you're having a good time. I get it. It's still it's still a rat race, and it's still a Shark Tank and all those other tortured metaphors, whichever one you want to use. And everybody would love their moments. But, to your point, there are exceptions to rules, and in some cases, rules are to be bent.
Yeah.
This is case by case. This is nuanced. A very similar story popped up about Mercedes Money last week about same words, even rubbed the people the wrong way. I'm not sure who that source was to Dave Meltzer, some kind of rooty tooty booty, I imagine. But I just think big stars. Yeah, big stars talking is historically always money in pro wrestling.
Yeah, if I haven't seen a single person, and I'm including parents of children who are wrestling fans, going, that's the line. I'm afraid I won't be buying WrestleMania 40 anymore.
To that point, by the way, we're both parents. Eric, I imagine, just watches all the content, every single bit of it. But if my kids were
Eric, wake up! He's dropped another Instagram video.
If my kids were into wrestling, they'd be watching TV, and I'd be relatively content with what was on TV, and I probably just wouldn't show them the social media stuff because it is loaded with obscenities. Or at least I would make a censored version.
Eric would turn around and go, "Are you effing kidding me?"
Off is the direction you can go.
Yeah.
So go off, critics of The Rock.
Yeah, stop being...
We stand with Dwayne Johnson. Should we have somebody standing with John Cena?
Yeah.
Kenny Omega.
Oh, I remember him. Get well soon, mate.
was on Twitch.
No, not friends.
Over the weekend was on a Twitch stream. Shout out to Fight Plus Select, Jeremy Lambert for transcribing all of this. But obviously, at the moment, he's recovering from diverticulitis, and he's on Twitch quite a lot. And obviously, he's just very interactive with his followers streams.
Yeah.
I don't know Twitch lingo. I apologise.
I was just thinking the other day where he's just like, I nearly died.
Yeah, like
jeez.
Like the man is like getting a well-earned break, and it doesn't seem that long since he was in that brutal, torturous rehab from the multiple injuries he's had as AEW champion back in 2021. So yeah, get well soon, Kenny Omega. But he was talking about John Cena. He said he hasn't met him, but he thinks he's great. Said, quote, great professional wrestler. He's done an incredible amount for the business. I don't think anyone will be able to match anytime soon. The reason why is because Cena wasn't doing anything for the sake of an accomplishment or trophy or recognition. Maybe he laughs at himself, but for the amount of effort he has put in to make people's lives better, whether it's Make-A-Wish, fans at the arenas, autograph signing, it's a great example of what the face of the company should be, or for the face of the industry. I'm a very big proponent of John Cena. I think he's incredible. Big words coming from Kenny Omega, of course. Two things I want to point out from this. Number one, I think it's very telling that right now Kenny's elite friend Cody Rhodes sits in that exact same spot, and Kenny Omega is making clear the boxes you need to tick to be that guy. And let's be honest, Cody is being that guy.
Great clip with that kid in the outfit.
There's a clip every other day, isn't there, of Cody just being like, there's a guy right there. And the other thing, obviously, John Cena being put in the headlines in wrestling by Kenny Omega, of all people, when he's trying to get on the WrestleMania card, it was seen. He keeps saying he's free, but there's nothing in the plans for him yet.
Fight Taker again.
Actually, yeah. But this time they can have both of them in the crowd having a drink, and then it can just break out like a shoot fight. What are you saying about me? You don't respect a bit. John Cena, of course, at that WrestleMania, got drunk before the match on a crate of beer for the boys. So yeah, run that back.
Just nice, this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Just nice, some of the biggest people in the industry recognising each other's talents. I think we all, certainly if you're around my age, went on that roller coaster with John Cena, loved the hot new thing in wrestling. We supported him all the way to world titles and stuff, then went, okay, that's enough. And then obviously he stuck around for ages, and people got annoyed and said, you should be pushing this guy and this guy and this guy and Super Cena and da-da-da-da-da. And then when he went away again, you were like, he was kind of good at what he did in terms of being an ambassador for WWE. And and then you sort of have come to appreciate him, and he's done that transition to Hollywood really well as well. I really hope we get to see Kenny Omega back in the wrestling ring. Wembley? I don't know, I'm completely speculating, but soon regardless. Just nice to see that sort of mutual respect at the top. Speaking of mutual respect at the top, the gang are going to WrestleMania. And if you want to be there and join us for It's Always Sunny at WhatCulture, you can get your tickets now, whatculture.com/tickets. The VIP sold out very quickly.
T-shirts are sold out now?
T-shirts are unavailable. We might try and sell some on the day or something on the day, but that depends what we can smuggle through customs.
Everybody wearing 20, like Nigel McGuinness documentary.
So if you want to join us at whatculture.com/tickets, Sunday, day 2 of WrestleMania at Underground Arts in Philadelphia. Another great day being Drew McIntyre to move on to next. He was on the Gorilla Position podcast, which is one of the best podcasts out there. It's not ours.
Not at all.
And he had something to say about one CM Punk. In fact,
British.
I'm not going to say it. I'm going to sing it. CM Punk is a man made of glass, and that's why I am going to kick his ass.
And he did it just like that, I heard.
Blondie. Yeah.
Drewy Harry.
No, he was asked on Gorilla Position whether he wanted to face Punk at SummerSlam this year, and he said, I just hope he's careful. I'm just worried he's going to injure something else in rehab. The man is made of glass.
Oh boy.
I want that match. I really want that match. I'm just concerned for him, especially wrestling somebody like me. I'm a monster in there. On why he wanted that matchup, he said, when I got my hands on him, you saw what I did to him at the Rumble. I tore him to pieces, I chopped him to bits. Everyone is like, Gunther is known for his chops because they're violent as hell. I think mine go under the radar a little bit. Put our chops side by side, I assure you, mine are even more violent. Punk was black and blue. I ended up hurting him in there. There's been speculation for a while about Drew McIntyre potentially leaving WWE when his contract expires. I mean, that's not happening, is it?
It cannot be, can it?
No.
It just cannot be.
And that's a great match for SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's huge. They've just announced it's going to be in the stadium, isn't it? Cleveland,
yes,
Ohio.
Cleveland.
I've always believed it.
OHIO. That's what they say.
I like to think I know a thing or two about CM Punk. And if there's one thing I know, it's that man, when he was in the sort of wrestling wilderness before he came back to AEW, he wanted one day to win the then non-existent World Heavyweight title in the Miz's hometown of Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
So he kind of put that on his, what do they call them? Them like dream boards.
Vision boards or
yeah. That was on Punkers back then. So I look forward to him finishing the story. But in all seriousness, it would be absolutely good.
Yeah.
Like, I would love Punk and Drew. Drew's done like loads of the work to get the match. Punk is on Raw 2 weeks in a row in 8 days from now. So
he's like near Chicago and home.
Sure, there's two of them, so he could put himself right in the mix between Drew and Seth, should he want to. And look, there's two guys he hates at the same time, so why would he not want to do that? All very exciting stuff if and when Punk is feeling better. And I just want to build on Drew's point there. Didn't fly completely under the radar. I happen to know that Drew can out-chop Gunther because I was there at Survivor Series 2019 when he did just that.
Yes.
It was really weird.
That baby's got to beat him really easily.
What the hell was that? And finally, today, this feels like a proper and finally story, but maybe one of the biggest versions of this. Becky Lynch is an invited guest of President Joe Biden to his St. Patrick's Day White House celebrations. That's the story.
What?
If you go to her Instagram page, the pictures might be flashing up in front of my face right now, I don't know. There's pictures of her at the White House. She leaves a copy of her autobiography in the White House library, and I'm assuming from the prior regime there's a ton of books you can get rid of for that. Becky Lynch said, quote, "It was an honour to represent Ireland and WWE for St. Patrick's Day at the White House. The President of the United States said Becky Balboa was winning it all in Philly. I had myself a pint and even classed the library up with a little gift." Yeah, there was a shot of her drinking a Guinness in the White House.
That's class.
Becky Lynch is mint, and
yeah, it's really good. It's just so surreal to see it. Joe Biden, according to my sources, I've got my little birds out there, said, "You gotta finish the story. I'm not kidding around here.
Yeah,
you gotta beat Rhea Ripley, man.
Beat Rhea Ripley, Ruby perfection."
So, some people get a photo taken with the previous president of the United States, other people get put on with this one.
Levels.
Should we move on to the direct questions?
Yeah, if you're going to leave comments, be nice to each other.
Yeah.
Be nasty to us, but just be nice to each other.
Yeah, at WhatCulture, WWE, if you want to send us questions. It's me and him all week, so... Open season. But yes, Brian Veddig, the brilliant man who helps us with our SmackDown podcast every week.
An absolute legend. Designed a WrestleMania ring made entirely of sponsorships, including Slim Jim ropes. Check his Twitter for the full image. Oh my God. I think I retweeted that as well, Brian.
Brian says, "Morning, gents. I find entrances and the egos attached to them very intriguing.
Agree.
Presuming they each get a separate entrance at WrestleMania, how do the 4 top participants in the Killers in the Jungle versus American Visionaries match enter the arena?"
Kind of amazing, this, isn't it? Like, it's a big...
Who the hell goes first, let alone who goes last?
I don't know. Like, I think the heels go first, but after The Rock's entrance on SmackDown, oh my God.
A man is strong.
God. Right, so I can't even work out who goes first out the Killers in the Jungle. It's got to be The Rock before Roman to make a point, isn't it? But
I'd go Cody first, because you want that quiet for wrestling is more than one.
Good,
family.
Yes.
Seth, obviously, then.
Not that his entrance is quiet. You saw what was getting sung when the 4 of them were in the ring the last time.
And then, I think I do, because the only way you shut up the whoa,
if you smell,
is the electric. And then the star of the show, Roman Reigns, acknowledged the tribal chief.
I can't wait for this.
I think it's a good job you got that Saudi money, because that pyro budget is going off the chain.
Oh God, it's a lot to think about, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, and we described, actually, I'm not sure if we mentioned this on a podcast or we were just talking about it. Yes, I remember, because it was off the back of the WrestleCulture quiz. The way you have Roman's entrance supersede everyone else's, because you can have, pyro or cars or whatever you want to do.
Shoot lightning, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Arrange a cloud to form over the...
Yeah, Rock flies in like his very successful character, Black Adam, all that. But the only way you supersede that is the return of the SmackDown Fist, which Michael Hamlet does what? When Roman Reigns comes out? It
kind of smashes through the glass.
Not like 4D or whatever they do.
No. It's a real SmackDown Fist. And then it sticks its finger up like that. It's acknowledging the tribal chief. In a glove, do we think, in the gold glove?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
AW1 gives us our next question of the day. Thank you, as always. Morning, legends. Who should Mercedes Moné face at AW Dynasty?
It's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a big question, really. It looks to me like when we all thought that we're maybe just going to go, shoot her right to the top, timeless Tony Storm.
Yeah.
they're kind of having the cake and eating it too.
Yes.
They're going to shoot it right to you tap and just have her beat Julia Hart for the TBS title.
I don't know about that, you know.
No?
I don't disagree with that. I think that's the direction they're going. I don't know whether that's the right idea.
I think
because it does feel like a mid-card title.
It does a little bit, but then I guess this is one of them cases we're going to try and make the performer make the belt rather than the other way around. The Willow Nightingale uneasy partnership seems to me to set up Chris Statlander turn on Willow for being, I just went with Mercedes straight away. I thought we were friends because that's been brewing in the background.
Stokely's corrupting her.
Indeed. And that would just seemingly, a champion interacting with Mercedes Moné in night one seems to indicate that's where we're going to go.
Yeah. The other option is, I don't think they're going to do this, but the other option is following sort of the Will Ospreay route of, you're going to be world champion, but once we've, got this title reign out of the way, although Will's going to probably have to wait till Swerve holds it for a little while, in my booking mind anyway.
Yeah.
Ospreay's obviously facing Danielson in a match that I suppose will be quite good at the end of April. So you just do Mercedes Moné versus Serena Deeb because that's one of the best matches you can book that's non-title right now.
I would say,
class.
I think they're going to save her debut for pay-per-view. But her in-ring debut for pay-per-view, obviously.
Yep.
But if not, I would have and I think she's going to win a belt straight off. But I think maybe a first defence against Serena Deeb. The other thing to think about as well is all the reports that we saw about Mercedes Moné per her contract getting more than just the one women's segment. It's like, well, there's going to be two. Like Tony Khan's compromises, and I'm going to have to belt you up then because I'm going to have both the titles featured. If you're going to have a Tony Storm segment at one part of Dynamite and a Mercedes Moné one on the other, I suppose you might as well have both belts in Pro too.
Yeah,
like, why not?
Final question today, great question. This comes from Chef Daddy. Darren, thank you for this question. G'day from Australia, legends. My 11-year-old daughter's in Georgia at the Mo. What is the first thing she buys? Baja Blast. What flavour do you think's goated? It's Mountain Dew Zero Baja Blast. It's the 20th Baja anniversary, don't you know, mate?
I know. I will be trying as many Bajas as I can when we're in Philadelphia because it's previously the Taco Bell exclusive flavour that you can now get in stores. Because I guess at Taco Bell they put it in a cake. I'll be getting that as well. We're a pitch black office, right? Yes. But I've always been a Code Red guy.
Ooh.
Like dating back to the
I don't know if I've ever had a Code Red.
First time I ever went and tried an alternative Mountain Dew flavour in America, it was a Code Red. I had that and a Voltage. It's blue. So it's like a Raw drink and a SmackDown drink. I'm a Code Red guy, but Pitch Black ran it really, really close. And OG do like a pint of it in a glass from a diner, not one, 4.
Because we get it in this country, but it's not the real.
It's not the real one. Or in a big gulp.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot more big gulps this year. That's my promise to myself. That
and to your wife, so she can have the cups.
Yeah, that and eating Philly cheesesteaks for every meal.
And whatever the hell a Wawa does, we are all very excited about these Wawa recommendations.
Yes.
Philly's apparently got more Wawas than 7-Elevens or something, so that's where we've got to head it. But yeah, I'm a Code Red guy.
15 days is it for you?
Something like that. It's we're flying out early via New York, so I'll be getting as much of that in as I can as well. But yeah, Code Red, I think Pitch Black, and then Original Do for me.
I'm just a very basic bitch. Pitch Black all the way for me.
Yeah.
Someone gave us some from our live show, if you remember. And
that was Alice, I think.
Yes, and I treasured that. I don't want to open it. And people have like this special thing. They're like, why don't you open that bottle of wine? No, I'm saving it. What for? I don't know. It's just amazing.
It's not going to
come. But when we go out there, I'm going to be making it rain. Making rain Mountain Dew.
I'm drinking like something today called Tango Paradise Punch, mainly because it's sugar-free and I just need a taste of it. I can try and have no sugar now, so I can have double my body weight.
Yeah. We're saving up all of our sugar and calories until we go to America, and trust me, we're going to overspend.
I can't wait. It's going to be good.
But anyway, let us know what you reckon to everything we talked about in the comments section below, and if you want to check out something else to watch, why not this? Bye!